Hi everybody, my name is Chelsea. I'm the studio programs coordinator here at The Speed. Today we're going to do a little bit of art making inspired by our exhibition Isabelle de Borschgrave, Fashioning Art Through Paper, which is on view until August 22nd, and it showcases over 500 years of fashion recreated from certain works of art entirely in paper. So the project that we're going to do today is going to be dealing a little bit more with like artwork, drawing inspiration from those, as well as fashion through paper. So here's just a little example of the kind of work that we're going to be doing today. I've made a couple here just to give you guys an idea. So what you're going to need is an image of an artwork, which is totally up to you, your choice. We have a great selection on our website. If you go to speedmuseum.org, you could take photos from our permanent collection, some from our current exhibitions, and just print that off so you have a photo to work with. You're also going to need a backing piece of paper and some decorative paper. Again, your choice. I have just 3 pieces here that I'm going to be working with, but you can use wallpaper, scrapbooking paper, collage magazine pages, and you're going to need a glue stick, a pair of scissors, and a utility knife. Now, if you're one of the youngest artists working along with me today, you're going to need the help of a caregiver, probably to help you do some cutting or at least some permission to do so. And you're also going to need a pencil and probably a cutting board. The project that I'm going to be demonstrating today, like I mentioned, might be a little bit more suitable for a little bit of an older audience, but there are ways to simplify it to make it a little bit more friendly for smaller hands. So one of the examples that I have with me is a work based off of our portrait of Priscilla Johnson by Alice Neal. This is what the finished project looks like. And with this one, since the shapes of her dress are a little bit simpler, it doesn't take quite so much cutting out. As you can see here when I have the paper behind it, that's what that looks like. And with the project I'll be showing you, there'll be some tracing involved to get the details of the outfit. But for something like this, all you have to do is take bigger sheets of decorative paper and just collage them back there so that it'll create a little bit less of a planned design behind it, and that might be a little bit easier for younger artists. So that's an example of how you might adjust it for that. But like I mentioned, this project that I'll be doing today has a few more steps to it, and the work of art that I have chosen is one of our better known works in our permanent collection. And so she's got a fabulous outfit here with a lot of details. So I'm going to show you guys how to convert that into your own little customized version using decorative paper. So here we have the artwork that we're working with today, as well as the backing paper, which is going to help us collage when we get to that step. But the first thing I'm going to show you guys doing is we're going to cut out the parts of her outfit that we want to work with first. So with this project, I'm going to do each individual piece of her outfit as a separate piece of decorative paper. So the first thing I'm going to do is cut out her red coat. So now that I've cut out her coat, I could go ahead and take this piece out. And I did my best to keep as much of the little details as I could, because like I said, we're going to try and mimic those when we add our collage. So, carefully removing. Clean up just a little bit here so that's not in the way. So if you put this on top of our backing sheet, you could see there she is, ready for us to give her a little bit of a replacement pattern for her costume today. So I'm going to leave this spot in place because we're going to need to work with that later. But The pattern that I've chosen for her coat is this beautiful floral design. And for the first part, it's pretty simple. All you have to do is make sure this piece is lined up behind your initial larger part of the outfit. So I'm going to carefully adjust that. And once you have it where it's going to cover the entire space that you've cut out, take this off. I'm going to mark it for myself so I know where back to put it. And then we're just going to glue it down. So now that we have that first piece glued down, we can move on to the smaller pieces of her outfit. So I'm going to line this back up where I'm going to want it to be when we're all finished. And I'm going to trace, just so I have an idea of where to line up the pieces after I've cut them out. I'm going to trace the next part onto the pattern we've put down here, so that when we take this off, I'm going to now cut out the next piece of her outfit, which I'm going to replace, which is going to be her big skirt here. So now that I've cut that out, it's its own separate piece. I'm going to use this and trace it onto the next piece of paper that I'm using, which is this shimmery wavy grid pattern. So just putting that down wherever I want it to line up with the design, which is totally up to you. And I'm going to trace it onto here so that when I cut it out, it'll be in the same shape. So now I know exactly where to cut. And I'll use my scissors to do this since it'll be a little bit easier. So now we have our skirt. So putting our pieces back together again. And where I've traced with the pencil is how I'm going to line up this new piece of her outfit. So I can see where that goes. And then again, using my glue sticks, I'm going to glue it into place. So the last piece of her outfit that I'm going to replace are actually all of her little lace details. And again, making sure that we're able to put them back where they belong. We traced her arm here. And the little bows, because I want to keep the bows like they are in the original artwork. And I'm gonna make sure that is in place so I know where it'll go once it's gone. So I'm gonna do the little lace details of her sleeves and of her hat. So that is the next part I'm going to cut out here. So I've saved the pieces that are going to go back onto the portrait when it's finished, and I also saved the pieces I just cut out, so I'm able to trace them onto our next design. So the paper that I've chosen for her little lace details is actually this little bit of French text, since Madame Adelaide is French. So I'm going to trace all the little lace bits that I just cut out of her gown, of her sleeves, just onto this paper, so again, I could cut it out to replace it in the final portrait. So now that I have those traced out onto my piece of paper, I am going to cut it out. And since these are a little bit smaller details, again, I'm going to use the X-Acto knife. So now that we have all of our individual pieces cut out again, we're going to bring back our collage. Get her where she needs to be. And we're just going to replace those pieces right back where they were with our new pattern. And since this piece of her lace on our hat isn't going to be touching any other parts that we collaged, all we have to do here is much the same the way that we did with the first piece of paper. Just glue it right behind. And there you go. We have our finished collage of Madame Adelaide in her new outfit that we've designed ourselves. And if you want to, what you could do is you could glue this down onto your backing paper, or if you want to make her outfit interchangeable, you could leave this separate and just swap out the designs that you put behind her. Thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope you guys had fun, and I hope that we see you soon, either here in person or through all of our virtual learning opportunities, which you can find again on our website at speedmuseum.org. And please, by all means, share with us the creations that you made using the hashtag ArtSparksFromHome. Have a good rest of your spring break.